If you're an artist and creator and you're looking at the world right now and seeing all that's going on, trade wars, people getting grabbed off the streets, we have an administration that wants to install a fascist government. It's just a mess out there. You have to be wondering as an artist and creator, how do I survive in this type of environment? People's minds can't be on art, right? Their minds can't be on buying art when there's so much uncertainty out there. People are getting hit not only on Main Street, but Wall Street as well. So everybody is feeling the pinch. Everybody is feeling the pressure. But is this a time for artists and creators to pursue their art? My answer is yes. Now is the perfect time to be an artist. Now is the perfect time to pursue your creative passions, because history is a great example of how artists not only thrived in environments like this, but created something new. And we're going to take a look at that today. So come along and let's get started. Now, before I dive into some of these historical examples, I just want to encourage you that you have to keep going. Keep going. Despite what you see, despite what you feel, the economical indicators that are out there telling you what you can't do or what's not possible, no. Keep going. This is the perfect time to be an artist. This is the perfect time to create something. And I just want to show you historically how great art movements or great movements in history always came about through economical downturns and times of great upheaval and distress. Let's start with the Renaissance. Now, the Renaissance period was a great period where artists just bloomed. You had Michelangelo painting the Sistine Chapel. You had Leonardo da Vinci, who was not only an artist but a scientist. And you had all these artists developing a great culture of art within Europe. This came after the Dark Ages. What was taking place in the Dark Ages was people were dying by the millions of sickness and disease. So it was the Catholic Church that started investing in these artists, and they started building these ambitious projects. And that's where the Renaissance period came about, because you had a whole new crop of artists coming up and they were redefining the culture. Let's get back up. What was taking place in America in the 1920s, early 1930s? We had the Great Depression. But guess what came out of the Great Depression? Walt Disney, the moving picture. Walt Disney, who pioneered cartooning as moving pictures and movies, totally changed Hollywood. And actually, he built outside of Hollywood. So out of the Depression came Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World. And look what Walt Disney World, look at the great stories that we have today because of this man's intuition to create. What happened in the 60s? The 60s was also a time of great upheaval. We had the civil rights movements. We had African Americans fighting for their rights to vote. We had great upheaval. We had leaders getting assassinated. What was the art that came out of that movement? The Motown sound, which totally changed R&B. Rhythm and blues changed music as we know it today. What took place in the 70s? We had the funk era, the great gasoline crisis, and we had a whole lot of poverty taking place in the 70s. Well, out of the 70s came the disco era and the funk era in music. What happened in the 80s? Well, I remember the crack epidemic, to just say to no to drugs. A lot of people dying of crack cocaine. A lot of people was in poverty in the South Bronx. There was a lot of slumlords. There was basically no regulation of these landlords owning these apartment buildings, and there was great poverty. But what came out of that era? We got hip hop from the 80s. And hip hop is the most influential music genre that we have to this day. 2008, we had the housing bubble, right? That great crash, that great recession that took place in 2008. What came out of that? None other than YouTube, right? So, and now let's fast forward to today. Like I said, we have a fascist administration. We have a lot of uprising right now. People are getting grabbed off the streets and deported without due process. Our politics is underwater, upside down, whatever you want to call it. It's just a mess out there, right? But something great is going to come out of this era, just like all the other eras before. So, is this a great time to be an artist? Well, that's for you to decide. But it's always the artists that go forth in the forefront to create something new and to create hope. And within each and every one of you, there is a seed that has been planted, an artistic seed, a creative seed that you have to allow to bloom. Now remember, the powers that be do not want you to write that book. They don't want critical thinking in our schools. They're trying to ban the arts. They want to regulate what you read and what you write and what teachers teach. We have all that taking place right now. So don't think like any other time that there's not going to be pushback. There's going to be pushback. And out of that pushback, something great is going to be created. And that something great may come from you. So yeah, now's the time to be an artist. Now's the time to speak up. Now's the time to let your creative passions flow. Now is the time to receive what the Heavenly Father has for you to speak, to say, what to write, what to paint, what to play if you're a musician. Whatever type of work that you do, the Heavenly Father wants to use you to bring change right now. Now, I say this all the time, and I'm going to keep saying it, and it's worth saying over and over again. In times of great distress and trouble, people look to art to get answers. People look to art to heal. People look to art for understanding. And they look to art to make sense of the crazy world that we live in. And now more than ever, we need artists to write those books, write those songs, paint those paintings, speak those poems. We need artists now more than ever because the world as we know it is changing. And for some it's changing for the worse. And for some, the pain that is being distributed is benefiting them, and that is wrong. So that's why we need artists. We need artists to shine a light on these areas of concern, to speak out, and to be the vessels that they're called to be. Now, I really totally believe that something good is going to come out of all this chaos that we are witnessing right now. And I believe it's going to come from the artist community. There's a writer out there that got a book in him. There's a filmmaker out there that got a great film. There is an artist out there that got a great painting. There is writers, poets, musicians, whatever it is that you do. There is somebody out there that's going to create something great because of all of this turmoil that we are enduring right now. And that someone could be you. So don't give up. Don't give in to the noise that you hear out there. Keep creating. Keep focused. Create the work. Get in your studios and say something to the world. I love you all. If you like this video, please like, comment, and share. And don't forget to subscribe. Again, I love you all. Yahweh bless you. And I will talk to you all again soon. Peace out.